It's election season, this time with the central government under attack. The results in states like Uttar Pradesh and Punjab could be a game changer. No wonder every party is pulling out all the stops, and that often means a greater flow of black money as well. Already nearly 40 crores have been seized in the first 2 weeks of election campaigning. There have been fresh seizures today of over 1 crore in cash in Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. Let's just look at why money is increasingly becoming the name of the election game.
With money comes power, literally. This pile of cash is just part of the 40 crore rupees seized in the roughly 2 weeks of campaigning so far. Sukhbir Badal, the Deputy Chief Minister, went public with the worst kept secret of Indian elections. No candidate sticks to the legal limit of 16 lakh rupees.
Is any political party fighting elections within the Election Commission limit?
That's the reason. What I'm saying is that nobody, name anybody, name one person.
The left maybe.
Even the left. This is just a talk.
Yes, for Badal, it's too little, the money. I feel that I think it's a realistic figure to give. You have, the Election Commission has curtailed a lot of expenditure. I mean, even if I am campaigning for the whole of Punjab, my face has been taken off the TV because it would come into my expenses. So there are a lot of things that are happening. I've got no flags up, I've got no posters up, I've got nothing up in Patiala.
A back-of-the-envelope calculation for an average candidate raises the question if the limit is unreal. For 10 vehicles, 5 lakh rupees. Small meetings, 10 lakh. A big meeting, 5 lakhs. Food, 2 to 5 lakhs. Communication expenses, 1 lakh. Flags and posters, 2 lakhs. All of which takes it up to over 25 lakh rupees. And that's just the official expenses. This is money thrown by supporters of a candidate in Samana. It's perhaps an extreme example of what worries officials most, influencing or bribing voters.
The fear is that the money should not be distributed amongst the voters, and people should not be swayed by such allurements. That was the fear.
Straight bribes in cash, free alcohol like these crates seized from an ambulance in Uttar Pradesh are believed to be the biggest expenses and finance the opposition's rebels. So where does the money come from? According to police sources, some of it from Hawala, but also from local lobby groups and government contracts. True, not everybody does it, but some reports suggest that as much as 10,000 crore rupees will be spent in Uttar Pradesh and about 1,000 crore rupees in Punjab in these elections. Poll officials fear Goa too will be bad once the campaign picks up. So far though, only a fraction have been seized. With Vikram Chaudhary, Amitabh Revi, NDTV.
So joining me on that debate, how can we end corruption in India until we actually clean up our elections? Joining me on that, our exclusive guest tonight is the former Chief Election Commissioner of India, Mr. Naveen Chawla. I'm also joined by my special panel. I'm joined by Manish Tiwari, a Congress MP from Punjab. He's currently there in Ludhiana. Also by Mr. Chandan Mitra, BJP Rajya Sabha MP and editor of The Pioneer. I'm also joined by Mr. Anil Berwar of the Association for Democratic Reforms. Thank you all very much for joining me tonight. Mr. Naveen Chawla, let me go across to you first. When you watch what's currently happening and the Election Commission's drive, as it were, against black money in elections, do you feel that this can actually work until our laws, until there are actual electoral reforms?
No, I believe there should be electoral reform.
Do you feel till that happens, much of this will end up with the EC being a toothless tiger?
I don't consider the EC to be a toothless tiger. You only have to go to the contestants all over, in all these states and in others, to know that they are really and seriously afraid of the Election Commission, and they wouldn't be if it were a toothless tiger. But having said that, you know, the Election Commission's engagement at the time of elections is when it declares them till the time it ends them, which is about 8 weeks. So in 8 weeks, you can't get rid of the malaise of black money in the country. So I think we do need to look at systemic reform, and for that the stage would be Parliament. So I hope that the question of electoral reform seriously comes up.
And of course, and that the electoral reform bill has been pending in Parliament for some years now. But what do you think, sir, is the major reform that you would like to see which could actually tackle this problem at the root?
Well, if we look at the example of other countries that I visited, and where I've studied electoral reforms, we only have a few choices before us. One could be that we raise the statutory limits, which have recently been done. The second is you abolish statutory limits, in which case we will end up with an oligarchy of sorts. The third would really be state funding. So these are all beset with problems of their own, and I think it's necessary that Parliament, after the elections are over, because now this is not the time, and when the budget session starts, maybe at that time one could appraise in Parliament what are the different alternatives or a group of alternatives that could be put into operation. So I think that the answer would lie there, because no matter how much of a machinery the Election Commission uses, for example, during the 2009 general election, there must have been 2,000 observers of one kind or another. This time for these elections, about 600 pulled away from their normal jobs. So while there is great vigilance, it isn't the answer, because human ingenuity, not just in our country, I've seen it in every country that I visit, human ingenuity somehow manages to beat the Election Commission in that particular.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.